welcome you in the lecture series of Basics of Communication Engineering. It is 16th lecture of this series. In previous lecture we have discussed about generation of narrowband FM wave and generation of wideband FM wave. Also we have discussed about FM transmitter. In this lecture we will discuss about demodulation of FM wave. The outline of this lecture are classification of FM demodulators based on direct method, frequency discrimination, and zero frequency detectors, and based on indirect method, that is phased locked loop. And after this, we will discuss about non-linear effects in FM system, and also we will discuss FM receiver. And in the objective of this lecture you will able to explain the different types of FM modulators and the different elements of FM receiver. So now we start with the classification of FM demodulator. The demodulation process of FM wave is exactly opposite to that of frequency modulation. After demodulation, we get the original modulating signal at the demodulator output, and the input to the demodulator is the FM wave. The FM demodulator operates on different principle that the AM detector. The AM detector is basically a rectifier, but FM demodulator is basically a frequency to amplitude converter. It is expected to convert the frequency variations in FM wave into modulation variations at its output to recover the original modulating signal. The FM demodulator must satisfy the following requirements, and it must convert frequency variations into amplitude variations, and the conversion must be linear and efficient. And third point is the demodulator circuit should be insensitive to the amplitude changes. It should respond only to the frequency changes. And fourth point, it should not be too critical in its adjustment and the operation. And FM demodulator can be classified into two different ways: direct types and indirect types. And direct types we have frequency discriminator and zero crossing detector, and indirect type is the phase locked loop, PLL. So now we will discuss first the frequency discriminator. Here we know the equation of FM wave is AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration xt dt. If we take the derivative of this equation, we will have minus 2 pi AC fc plus kf xt sine 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration xt dt. Here the amplitude of the signal is varying with xt, and from this equation we can see that the derivative is a band pass signal with amplitude modulation defined by the multiplying term fc plus kfxt. Consequently, if fc is large enough such that carrier is not overmodulated, then we can recover the message signal xt with an envelope detector in a manner similar to that described in your AM signal. And this idea provides the motivation for the frequency discriminator, which is basically a demodulator that consists of differentiator followed by an envelope detector. Since you know d by dt, the Fourier transform of this is it is j2 pi f, and in practice it is difficult to construct a circuit that has a transfer function equivalent to j2 pi f for all frequencies. Instead, we can construct a circuit that approximate this transfer function over the band pass signal bandwidth. If b is the transmission bandwidth of the incoming FM signal XCFT, then the transfer characteristic that satisfy this requirement, it will be HF is equal to J 2 pi f minus fc minus b by 2, where mod f it is greater than equal to fc minus b by 2 or less than equal to fc plus b by 2, otherwise it will be 0. The transfer characteristic of this is so called slope circuit, and you can see in this figure this slope circuit. Here before fc it is negative slope, and after fc it is known as the positive slope. this is unit slope, and this point is fc minus b by 2, and this point is fc plus b by 2, and other than these, the value of hf, it is 0. And at fc, at frequency f is equal to fc, the hf will be j2 pi b, so it is equivalent to what we required. And from equation second, we know d by dt xcft, it is 2 pi fc ac 1 plus kf by fc xt sine 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf integration xt dt. Here the amplitude term resembles the envelope of the AM wave, and the angle term resembles the angle of the FM wave. And our requirement is the modulating signal xt, and we can recover it from the envelope of the AM wave. So the block diagram of this, it is shown in this figure. This converts the frequency variations of FM wave into corresponding voltage or amplitude variation of AM wave. We know the operation of the envelope detector. If it produces the modulated output of AM wave, which is nothing but the modulating signal. So here we will use positive slope circuit or differentiator, and other is the negative slope circuit, and the message, the wideband FM signal is applied to this differentiator, and then we will use individual envelope detector for this, and using the summer block we can get our message signal. Now another is the zero crossing detector. The zero crossing detector operates on the principle that the instantaneous frequency of an FM wave is approximately given by 1 by 2 del t, where del t is the time difference between two adjacent zero crossover point and of the FM wave, and you can see in your figure. And the time t is chosen that it satisfies two conditions. First, t should be small as compared to 1 by fm, where fm is the bandwidth of the message signal, and t should be large as compared to 1 by fc. So we can say t is greater than 1 by fc and less than 1 by fm. And let the number of crossing during the interval t is denoted as n naught, and delta t is the time between adjacent zero crossing points. Then delta t, it will be t by t naught, and so the instantaneous frequency, it is 1 by 2 delta t, it is n naught by 2t. And by definition of instantaneous frequency, fc is equal to fi is equal to fc plus kf into xt. So by this definition, we know that there is a linear relationship between fi and message signal xt, so we can recover xt if n naught is known, and this can be achieved using zero crossing detector. The block diagram of this zero crossing detector, you can see on your screen. There is limiter, fm signal is applied to the limiter, and then pulse generator, and after this we will get the integrator, and after passing this signal to the integrator, we will get our required message signal. Now another modulation technique is the indirect method, the phase locked loop detector. In previous methods, direct methods, there exists one disadvantage, that these methods have the same bandwidth as the bandwidth occupied by the FM signal, which of course is very much more than the bandwidth of the message signal. So these demodulators pass all the noise content in the bandwidth and bandwidth of FM signal, using feedback to reduce this bandwidth and so reduce the noise power at the output of the demodulator is one way to tackle this problem or to handle this problem. Such an approach leads to what is known as FM demodulator with feedback, FM modulator with feedback, FM demodulator with feedback, and demodulator using this approach is known as phased lock loop, and you can see this PLL in your figure. This block diagram consists of multiplier, the low pass filter, and voltage controlled oscillator. VCO produces a signal Vt whose frequency is proportional to the input signal dt. Initially, when the signal 0 adjust the VCO to produce an output signal Vt having a carrier frequency and minus 90-degree phase shift with respect to carrier signal. FM signal XEFT and the VCO output are applied to as an input of the multiplier. The multiplier produces an output having higher frequency components and low frequency component. Low pass filter eliminates the high frequency components and produces only the low frequency component as its output. This low frequency component contains only the term related to phase difference. So we get the modulating signal XT from this output of the low pass filter. So if XCFT, the FM wave, is given as A sine 2 pi FCT plus theta IT, and the output of the VCO is 2B cos 2 pi FCT plus theta naught T. The instantaneous frequency of VCO, it will be Fi VCOT, it is 2 pi Fc plus theta naught dash T, and here theta dash T is equal to d by dt theta naught T, and this is theta naught dash T, and it is equal to the constant C dt. And you can also prove that dt will be equal to kf by c xt. So the PLL acts as an FM demodulator if the incoming signal is PM wave and theta naught is equal to theta I t is equal to kp xt, and here theta t and dt, dt is equal to kp x dash t by c. In this case, we need to integrate dt to obtain the desired signal. Now the non-linear effect in FM system. The non-linearity is present in any system and classified into two types: strong nonlinearity and weak nonlinearity. A strong nonlinearity is the one which is introduced intentionally in a controlled manner for some specific applications. The example of a strong nonlinearity are the square law modulator and frequency multipliers. And weak nonlinearity. A weak nonlinearity is one which gets introduced unintentionally when actually a linear operation is expected. The weak nonlinearity becomes an important design consideration because it limits the useful signal level in a system. The channel is a memoryless channel because the output signal is an instantaneous function of the input signal. You can show that FM is almost unaffected due to linearities of the channel. This is the reason why the FM is used in microwave radio system in which highly nonlinear amplifiers and power transmitters are used. An FM system is extremely sensitive to phase nonlinearities. Now, the FM receiver. Earlier we have learned about the FM generation and transmission. Now we will discuss the FM receiver. The block diagram of a receiver is on your screen. This block diagram of FM receiver is similar to the block diagram of AM receiver. FM receiver also operates on the principle of super heterodyne as the AM receiver. However, even though the AM and FM receiver operates on the same principle and the blocks up to IF amplifier, these blocks are same up to amplifier are identical, the FM receiver is different from the AM receiver in different ways. The operation frequency in FM are much higher than AM, and the FM receivers need the circuits like amplitude limiter and de-emphasize, and the FM demodulators. And the third point, the FM demodulators are different from AM detectors. And fourth point is the method to obtain the automatic gain control AGC is different in FM receiver. Now let us study the FM receivers blocks one by one. First of all, we will discuss FM amplifier. In the domestic AM receiver, the RF amplifier is not used, but in FM receivers, the RF amplifiers this always used, and RF amplifier can improve the signal to noise ratio. The RF amplifier will match the receiver impedance to the antenna impedance. Now next is mixture or frequency changer. Similar to AM receiver, the mixer stage in FM receiver will down converts the received signal to intermediate frequency IF. This is done by mixing the input signal of frequency Fs, if this is signal of frequency Fs, with the local oscillator signal of frequency F0, and here F0 greater than Fs. In FM broadcasting, the tuning range of the incoming frequencies is less than that in AM broadcasting, so tracking is not a problem in FM receiver. The RF amplifiers and mixer stages normally used in the FETs as they are less noisy. So tracking is not a problem in FM receivers. The RF amplifiers and mixer stages normally use the FETs as they are less noisy. And next stage is IF amplifier. The IF amplifiers used in FM receiver are similar to those used in AM receiver, but the IF and the bandwidth requirement are much higher than those in AM receiver. Due to the large bandwidth, the gain per stage will be low. So two or more IF amplifiers are required to be used. So there are two or more stages of IF amplifier will be required in FM receiver. These amplifiers are cascaded together. Now next is amplitude limiter. The FM wave which is transmitted by the transmitter has a constant amplitude, but while traveling, noise and other unwanted signal get added to it and changes its amplitude. These unwanted amplitude changes in the received FM signal must be removed before the signal goes for the demodulation. Otherwise, distortion appears in the demodulated signal. Signal reacts to amplitude change as well as frequency change. The amplitude limiter will remove all the unwanted amplitude variations from the received signal, and it is always placed before the FM demodulator. In order to increase the limiting range, two amplitude limiters are connected in cascade, and this is known as doubling limiter. Now, automatic gain control AGC. The use of the second limiter can be avoided by using AGC circuit. The AGC will ensure that the input to the limiter will always be in the limiting range irrespective of the size of the input. It also avoids the overloading of the IF amplifier. So if I use AGC, then there is extra stages of IF amplifier will be reduced, and also a limiter block will be reduced using AGC. Now de-emphasize. At the FM transmitter side, we have used pre-emphasize that boost the amplitude of the higher frequency modulating signal artificially, that it was used to improve the noise immunity at higher modulating frequency. This artificial boosting given to higher modulating frequency in the process of pre-emphasize is nullified or compensated at the receiver by a process known as de-emphasize, and this behaves like as an integrator, and emphasize behaves like an differentiator. And de-emphasized circuits are used after demodulation, and it works as a low pass filter. You can see we have used it is after demodulation, and it works as a low pass filter. And the emphasized circuit at the transmitting side, it works as a high pass filter. So the de-emphasized circuit you can see in your figure, and the time constant is 75 microsecond, and this is the amplitude spectrum, and you can see from 1 by RC there is minus 20 dB per decade, and the 3 dB point of FC, it will be you can say 1 by 2 pi RC, and it will be equal to 1 by 2 pi 75 into 10 is to the power minus 6, 75 microsecond. So the transfer function V out by Vs, it will be 1 by RC upon S plus 1 by RC. So it will be, if I consider omega c is equal to 1 by RC, then the transfer function, it will be 1 by 1 plus j omega by omega c. And the demodulated FM is applied to de-emphasize circuit with increased. The demodulated FM is applied to de-emphasize circuit. With increase in FM, that reactance of C goes on decrease, and the amplitude of the de-emphasized circuit will also be reduced. This is the end of this lecture. Here we have discussed about demodulation of FM signals, and also we have discussed about different blocks of FM receiver. This was 16th lecture of the lecture series of Basics of Communication Engineering. In the next lecture, I will discuss about comparison between AM and FM and noise performance of AM and FM system. Till then, thanks for listening this lecture. Thank you.